The woman deliberately answered all the questions on the exam incorrectly. She had already secured a place at the military academy, so her test results didn't matter. But more importantly, she knew that the scheming girl would try to switch her test scores. So, to get back at her, she turned in a deliberately blank exam. In truth, the woman had been reborn. In her previous life, the scheming girl had stolen her scores and taken her spot at the university. That same girl went on to become a powerful CEO, while the real victim was left with no choice but to work as a car mechanic. Overworked and underappreciated, she eventually became seriously ill. When she finally learned the truth about her stolen exam scores, she tried to sue the scheming girl, but the case was dismissed due to how much time had passed. And what crushed her even more was that the person who had helped the scheming girl behind the scenes was her own ex-husband. Back then, her ex had used their marriage to access her personal information, which he then passed on to the scheming girl, helping her pull off the fraud. The betrayal and injustice were too much. The woman collapsed in shock and despair, but when she opened her eyes again, she realized she had returned to the past. The first thing she did was rush to get her ID and documents properly registered. Unexpectedly, her fiancé suggested she change her name after they got married. Thinking of how this very man had once teamed up with the scheming girl to ruin her, she tore up his household registration book in rage, and declared that she would never change her name, and definitely would not marry him. Her father, however, was stubborn and still insisted she marry. Thankfully, her mother helped her escape, but as she ran, she stumbled across an injured soldier on the roadside. Suddenly, she recalled a rumor from her previous life. Around the same time, the son of a high-ranking military official had died in a car accident. Suspicious of the man's identity, she fixed his vehicle on the spot and drove him all the way to the military base. Just as she was about to leave, the injured man reported her actions to the commanding officer, his father. The commander was so impressed that he handed her a recruitment notice on the spot, offering her a chance to join the military academy. It turned out her skills in mechanics and driving had caught his attention, but she surprised everyone by refusing. She boldly declared that she wanted to earn her way into the top university, so she could study cutting-edge technology and serve her country. Her passion made the commander laugh. He told her that the nation's top tech talents were all serving in the military. Delighted by this news, she immediately accepted the offer. However, the commander warned her to keep everything strictly confidential. On her way home, she happened to see the village chief hugging the scheming girl. That's when it all clicked. The village chief was also part of the conspiracy against her. Clutching the military admission letter in her hands, she quickly formed a plan. When the National College entrance exam day finally arrived, she anxiously waited for the results of her military entrance test. That's when she ran into the scheming girl again. The woman immediately mocked her, saying someone with such poor grades wasn't even worthy of sitting for the test. But the scheming girl arrogantly claimed that her scores would be even better than hers.